Welcome to a great night of World Championship Boxing live on ESPN+. Damas y caballeros, buenas noches y bienvenidos a esta gran noche de boxeo de campeonato mundial en vivo desde Auditorio GNP en Puebla de Zaragoza, México. Presented by Presentado por Bob Arab's Top Rank Incorporated y Sanford Promotions, along with junto con Cerveza Tecate, Gobierno de Puebla y TV Azteca. This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Esta pelea 8 asaltos en peso pluma. The judges are, los jueces son Norberto Villanas Zarate, Esteban Ramírez Castellán y Yadani Ramírez Cedeño. Our referee in charge is Rafael Herrera. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he's wearing gold with black and weighed in at 126 3/4 pounds. En la esquina azul, vestido de dorado con negro. Su peso es 126 libras y 3/4. His record, 14 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, 5 wins come by way of knockout. Su record, 14 victorias, 2 derrotas, 3 empates, con 5 victorias por la vía del knockout. De Ensenada, Baja California, México, presentando Alfredo Rambo Mejia. In the red corner, represented by All-Star Boxing, he's wearing yellow, blue, and red, and weighed in at 126.5 pounds. En la esquina roja, vestido de amarillo, azul con rojo. Su peso es 126 libras y media. His record, 28 wins, 3 defeats, with 24 of his 28 wins coming by way of knockout. Su récord, 28 victorias, 3 derrotas, con 24 victorias por la vía del knockout. De Cartagena, Colombia, Miguel, the Scorpion Madriaga.
Nada de que se golpeen con la cabeza, ni en la nuca ni los riñones, menos abajo. Yo les digo afuera, se separan sin tirar golpes. Choquen guantes.
Ready to go here in Puebla, Mexico, alongside Timothy Bradley. I'm Bernardo Osuna, Miguel Marriaga, and Alfredo Mejia. Ready to go 8 rounds, although I have a feeling it won't go the full distance.
I don't think so, but we shall see.
When we look at Marriaga, he's a fighter that's gotten 10 knockouts in his last 15 fights, but he's riding a 3-fight knockout streak. His opponent, he only had 1 knockout in his first 10 pro fights and has 4 knockouts in his last 9, so he seems to have found something that worked for him, but tonight he's taking a step up in class, facing Miguel Marriaga.
Yeah, I mean, here all of a sudden you see him come out, he's using his jab, and he's trying to establish distance, because every time Marriaga steps close, he's taking a half step back or a full step back to maintain distance.
Ooh, did you see the way he flinched when he threw that jab?
He closed his eyes because he was expecting something to come over the top.
Well, that means he's seen Marriaga fight before, and he knows he's an explosive power puncher wearing the Colombian colors. Proudly is the fighter out of Arjona, Colombia. Nice right there from the man they call the king, Alfredo Mejia. Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico.
Marriaga's a very slow starter. You know, you can win a couple of rounds in the beginning with him. You know, he warms up, then he starts attacking the body. Then he gets a little bit more aggressive as each round goes on. So I expect this. I expect the first round to be like this. He's gonna it's a fill-out round for him.
With a nice short double left hook, but you're right, being patient, taking his time, feeling out Alfredo Mejia here in the early going, gets caught with a nice check hook from Mejia.
Yeah, Marriaga reached right there. He was reaching for a shot and dropped the right hand coming in and was hit with a check hook from Mejia. Great shot. Probably the best shot of this round so far.
I'm gonna give you a Spanish lesson, Tim. Mejia means cheek, and that's exactly where he landed that left hook on Marriaga.
Means cheek, okay.
And you see the dangerous left hook from Marriaga just misses as Mejia able to step back. Mejia, despite his lack of power, is a come-forward fighter, throws looping shots, puts himself in danger many times in order to land his opportunities. Marriaga not particularly fast either.
No, he's not that fast. You know, a lot of placement punches from him. He places his shot very, very well.
Marriaga feeling him out. Connects with a nice right hand. Just taking his time here, allowing Mejia to come forward, establish his game, maybe setting him up for something later on in the second, third round. Round one comes to an end. Glad you're here with us in Puebla.
Tickets. And then also, you know, the pressure of being, you know, looking at the billboards around town, seeing your face up there, all the fans talking about, you know, we coming to see you, we coming to support you, you better win, you better get us a good fight. So a little bit more pressure on you,
So more
fighting
than
in
anything,
hometown.
expectations on Emmanuel Navarrete. He'll be our headliner. Prior to that, we'll have Jerwin Angajas making a world title defense, the 8th of his 115-pound championship against Miguel Gonzalez, El Aguja, from Chile. In the ring right now, Miguel Marriaga wearing the Colombian trimmed trunks, and Alfredo Mejia, it's something more like you'd see Tim wearing around the house. Some gold trunks trimmed in black. See Marriaga trying to work the body early on here. This is where we usually start to see Marriaga establish his game, especially considering this is only an 8-round fight.
Yeah, one of the things is Marriaga, he normally goes down to the body viciously on his opponents, and I haven't seen him do that this round yet. There's a right hand to the body from him, but he usually commits early to the body and breaks down his opponents.
There you see him trying to swing with that left hook downstairs. And the fighter from Ensenada, Alfredo Mejia, is just in a safety zone, just outside of the reach of Marriaga, although there he lands a nice short combination and a stiff jab from Marriaga.
Yeah, Mejia is responding very well. Every time Marriaga tries to do something, then Mejia, he answers that call. So he's coming back with his combinations, keeping the hands at home of Marriaga, not allowing him to use his offense.
There you see that combination punching, and then he leaves himself open to Marriaga's left hook. So he did some things well, but you can end up paying for a vicious left hook from Marriaga if you're not careful. Stiff jab there from Mejia. Marriaga coming back with shots of his own. Trying to dig to the body as the Colombian. Not a bad defense from Marriaga. A lot of those punches hitting the guard of the Colombian.
And then he'll throw the combinations as soon as Marriaga gets in range. And there you see Marriaga digging down to the body. I said he wasn't focusing there. Now he's focusing to the body. He's trying to slow down Mejia.
Mejia trying to do exactly the same thing. Nice uppercut followed up nicely from the fighter out of Ensenada, Mexico. And this is turning into a firefight. And this is exactly what Miguel Marriaga wants. But so does his opponent, Alfredo Mejia, who's there to oblige here at the close of round 2. And boy, we would have loved to have.
And a lot of people don't understand how tough it is to remain that type of focus and actually follow the game plan and not get drug into a fight. But that just shows you how hard Joshua worked, you know,
and a time off of being away, and how the embarrassment caused him to go where he needed to go to get the job done.
And our boy Andy Ruiz, well, he went in the opposite direction. Round 3 of a scheduled 8-rounder. Miguel Marriaga, the former 3-time world title challenger, lost at 126 against Nicholas Walters, who was 25-0, against Oscar Valdez when he was 22-0, and then against Vasily Lomachenko just 4 fights ago. Here he is trying to earn his way back to a world title shot, maybe at featherweight, because Marriaga's built perfectly for 126 pounds at 5'8" in that muscular build.
Yeah, 5'8", muscular built, but you know, Marriaga, one of the things that he lacks is defense.
Yep.
You know, keeping your hands up straight up in the air, I mean, that's going to block a few shots, but you got to learn how to move your head. And you see Mejia here taking advantage of those opportunities as he sits there a little bit too long in front.
We talked about Mejia making a step up. Well, right now he's proving he belongs in against a fighter like Miguel Marriaga. And don't be fooled by a kid's record. He's got 3 draws on there against Eduardo Valles, Hector Ambriz, and Carlos Castañeda. But he's worked hard, especially for this training camp, to give his best. And he knows that a name like Marriaga on his record can do wonders to set him up for the future. And on the, on the other side, Marriaga, what does beating Mejia mean? You know, he's got to look impressive. All the pressure's on him.
Like I said, this is going to be his 4th tune-up fight. I'm not sure if they're trying to get his confidence back or what it is, but I can just tell you this: if he doesn't win this fight, I mean, you can kiss a title shot goodbye.
Well, looks like he's on his way to changing things around. Nice right hook there for Marriaga, but then he misses wildly, and Mejia makes him pay.
Yeah, Marriaga doesn't look that sharp tonight. You know, it looked like he's just gunning for one punch. He's looking for one punch at a time, looking to land something hard to end the night. And as he looks and searches, Mejia's working with combinations.
Yeah, going for one shot at a time is never a good thing unless your name is Deontay Wilder.
Oh, man. Deontay Wilder in that right hand, I'm telling you. Yes.
Marriaga's on a 3-fight knockout streak. Knocked out 77% of his opponents. But Mejia is letting his hands go. He's actually outworking Miguel Marriaga, something I did not expect early on in this fight.
But you know what I didn't expect is the defense. You know, and he's picking the right times. Mejia is picking the right times to shoot his combinations. He got hit with a nice little 2-piece right there from Marriaga, but I like when he lets his hands go, he gets out of distance a little bit, gets out, or he smothers Marriaga.
Round 3 is in the books. Emmanuel Navarrete, lean undercard. So it's been a wonderful year. Those type of years that change your life, Tim.
Yeah, it definitely changed your life, but I call this Christmas money.
Yep.
Here he's getting Christmas money, getting a nice little check.
100%. Somebody's going to get a nice gift thanks to all that activity from Navarrete. And you see once again Marriaga looping his shots, and just the quicker Alfredo Mejia
poking his way to victory. You know, we were talking about punching power. I was talking about defense. You know, Mejia right now, he's taking care of responsibility of his defense very, very well. Choosing the right spots and the right times to let his hands go. And Marriaga right here is just looking for one punch at a time.
Nice liver shot there from Marriaga, but you're right, there's nothing else following it up. There's another right to the body. Landed right on the ribs of Alfredo Mejia. Showing good punch resistance as the fighter from Ensenada takes a big right hand from Marriaga.
Those are all set up by the body shot. Marriaga landed 2 vicious body shots. Mejia, you see how he's bracing himself, you know, trying to absorb those punches, and was clipped over the top, protecting his body.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make that choice. Do I want to protect the ribs and the liver, or do I want to protect my chin? And Marriaga taking advantage to land right on the ear of Alfred Mejia. Once that jab gets going from Mejia, the fight changes completely in his favor.
Yeah, the jab is what sets the table, Bernardo. You use the jab, and then every other punch after that is the cleanup punches. You know, it blinds your opponent, keeps your opponent busy, making them have to reset. It's hard to think. It's hard to think in there when you got a jab in your face.
I imagine it's also hard to think when you've got shots being thrown at your liver and your ribs. And that's what Mejia's dealing with. You see, there's a little bit less pep in the step of Alfredo Mejia in terms of how he's throwing his punches, and I think he's very wary of the body work of Marriaga.
You're absolutely right, Bernardo. The body work. Marriaga right there, looping overhand right there, just grazing the top of the head of Mejia.
Ooh, nice shots to the ribs once again from Marriaga. That'll pay dividends down the stretch for the Colombian fighter. Nice right hook. Everything's being set up by the body shots. Both guys looking at things very differently. You mentioned Tim Mejia working off the jab. Marriaga setting up everything off the body work.
Yeah, Marriaga finally just made an adjustment and just fully committed now to the body, as you should have been doing from the beginning. And you see the movement of Mejia is finally slowing down a bit because of the body work.
Approaching the midway point of this, our first fight of the evening. We've got 2 world title fights later on tonight, and next week we're at Madison Square Garden for another 2 world title doubleheader. And a mandatory Igis Kabayauskas. Don't miss that. December 14th from Madison Square Garden on ESPN. Joe Tess will be back on the call because we're in the big house. Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley, coming to you from Puebla, Mexico. We've got Top Rank Boxing on ESPN with Miguel Marriaga opening the show, taking on Alfredo Mejia. This is round 5 of a scheduled 8-round fight. And now it's Mejia taking a page out of the book of Marriaga, going to the body early.
Mejia loves to go down to the body. You know, it doesn't matter how hard you hit. Once you start hitting that body and banging on that drum, you know, your opponent's going to feel it. It's going to slow him down. It's going to do some damage. It's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Hey, man, you used to do so many sit-ups. You had abs on top of abs, 6-packs on top of 8-packs. So when somebody hit you to the body, did you feel it?
No, you know what? Sometimes, if they catch me in the right spot, they catch me in the right spot at the wrong time. If I'm not, you know, if I'm not breathing right, or if I'm trying to catch my breath, or, you know, my stomach is soft at that moment, yeah. It does hurt.
Stomach's soft now, boy.
No, it isn't. Bring it on. Stomach is not soft, baby.
Nice uppercut here.
I'll let you test it.
Here. I'm good. Oh, nice right hook there from Miguel Marriaga as Mejia missed. Tried to make him pay, but Mejia showing a chin here. He's never been stopped in his losses. He lost the unanimous decision to Alejandro Santiago on April 6th of this year. Before that, in March of 2017, he was stopped by Luis Lopez due to a cut to his left eye, which basically shut his eye. So he's never been stopped, and you could see why.
Well, you could just tell, you know, sometimes you just can never judge a book by its cover. You know, they say that often, but you also can't judge a record.
Yeah.
You know, but he is putting on a good fight right now, letting his hands go, and he's showing he wants to win. He's not here to just collect a paycheck. He's here to win.
It's exactly what you want from a fighter coming in, getting this opportunity. Mejia's making the best of it. Oh, shot to the back. Said no kidney shots. The referee actually warned them before he broke them up when he was giving them instructions. So he's following the rules according to what he perceives to be happening in the ring. Nice jab there from Miguel Marriaga. Yeah, the chant of Mexico, Mexico here in round 5 of the scheduled 8-rounder. You see the body work from Mejia, and then Marriaga makes him pay with those uppercuts. He stayed there too long, Tim.
Just a tad bit too long, but he got a little bit too greedy.
Yes, exactly. Started to admire his, and that's exactly why I want to repair taking home a world title. 6th round coming up here as Miguel Marriaga's trainer Samuel Gomez was telling him, you've got to make them miss, and then you've got to make them pay coming back with shots of your own.
That's right. Make them miss and make them pay, especially when you're a high-volume puncher, like I said in the beginning. You know, you got to have defense behind that volume.
Round 6 of a scheduled 8-rounder, longer than I thought this was going to go to.
Yes. Yes, Mejia definitely came to fight, and he definitely came to win.
Letting his hands go, doing everything to give himself a chance on the judges' scorecards against Miguel Marriaga, who if he thought he was going to come in here and blow the kid from Ensenada out, well, he had another thing coming.
See, the biggest problem with Marriaga is that he just depends on that shell defense, and he just sits right in front of you too long, so you can run your hands and your combinations on him. It's a bad habit he has.
It's easy when you have that eraser, 24 knockouts and 28 wins for Marriaga, but it also develops a lot of bad habits.
Yeah, there it is.
There's a shot to the body that drops Alfredo Mejia. Not getting up.
That's pain right there. That's a liver shot.
My man stopped counting. The referee didn't need the count. He needs to breathe and get that mouthpiece out.
Seriously.
I want to take a look at that body shot because it was so quick and so vicious that all the bad habits didn't matter at the end.
Look at his body. His eyes just like paralyzed right now.
An impressive body shot from Miguel.
Wow.
Yeah, we hope Alfredo Mejia is okay. He was biting down on the mouthpiece at the end there, and that was actually a scary sight.
Oh, that's scary. I don't know what happened right there. He got hit with a body shot. They're trying to.
He's okay. He's breathing now, fortunately. But here it is. Boom! He left himself open when he threw that right, and in came that left hook.
Right to the liver. Beautiful shot right there from Marriaga. Oh, wow. Perfectly placed left hook. As Mejia was coming in with the jab, lifted up his elbow just slightly, and was hit with a nice liver shot.
Reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya when he lost to now Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins. That was the exact excruciating pain that De La Hoya showed in Vegas.
Sometimes on the other side, like the side you're hit on, it'll go numb. Or sometimes the opposite side will go numb. It's ridiculous.
I've heard so many stories about what it's like to get hit with a body shot. Some of them I can't share on the air, but it's just one of those things that you don't ever want to feel it.
There's no doubt in my mind he tinkled. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt.
That's what happens in the ring sometimes. You lose complete control of your bodily functions. And here we see the panoramic view of the beautiful arena there in Puebla, Mexico. The fans there to enjoy 2 world title fights. And although Mejia lasted longer than we expected him, and he made a good account of himself,
he did.
Marriaga once again proved why all those bad habits don't matter for him as we hear the official time.
Damas y caballeros, el tiempo 1 minuto y 1 segundo del sexto asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute, 1 second of round number 6. El ganador por knockout. Your winner by way of knockout de Cartagena, Colombia, Miguel
Colombia.
Making it clear that his hometown is Arjona, Colombia. Cartagena is the big city, but his town is Arjona, and he made them proud tonight with that vicious left hook that earns him the knockout victory.
and it will be for the IBF Junior Bantamweight Championship of the World. Damas y caballeros, esta pelea 12 asaltos por el Campeonato Mundial Gallo Junior de la FIB. Presented by, presentado por Bob Arrows, Hopper Incorporated, y Sanford Promotions, along with Junto con Cerveza Tecate, Gobierno de Puebla y TV Azteca, sanctioned by Comisión de Boxeo de Puebla, along with the International Boxing Federation, President Darrell Peoples, Supervisor tonight, Levi Martinez. The judges are, los jueces son Joel Elizondo, Chris Wilson, and Zach Young. Our referee in charge will be Wayne Hedgepeth. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing black and gold and weighed in at 114.5 pounds. En la esquina azul, el retador, vestido de negro con dorado, su peso es 114 libras y media. His record, 31 wins, 2 defeats, 8 wins by knockout. Su record, 31 victorias, 2 derrotas, con 8 victorias por la vía del knockout. De Santiago de Chile, presentando Miguel Gonzalez. His opponent across the ring, the defending champion, fighting at the red corner. He is representing Survival Kid Balanca Ramirez. He's wearing red with white and weighed in at 115 pounds. En la esquina roja, el campeón, vestido de rojo con blanco, su peso es 115 libras. His record, 31 wins, just 1 defeat, 2 draws, 21 wins come by way of knockout. Su record, 31 victorias, 1 derrota, 2 empates, con 21 victorias por la vía del knockout. Tonight, in his 8th world title defense, here is the reigning and defending IBF Junior Bantamweight Champion of the World, de Magallanes, Cavite, Philippines, Jerwin, Pretty Boy Angajas.
Good evening. You fellas receive your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, and above all, protect yourself at all times. We good here. Touch them up, come out the bell.
Okay.
Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley. We bring you our co-main event of the evening. Jerwin Angajas defending his world title for the first time fighting in Mexico. 8th world title defense. He'll be taking on Miguel Gonzalez of Santiago, Chile, who's fighting for the first time for a world title. I imagine a lot of nerves on that young man right now.
Bernardo Angajas has fought everywhere. He's fought in China, US, Australia, North Ireland. I mean, this man has no problem fighting you in your home country, wherever you from, your hometown, it doesn't matter.
Have ring will travel. That's the Navy man's, his theme. I mean, this guy is not afraid to go anywhere.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, he's an international traveler. He just received a promotion to Senior Chief Petty Officer in the Philippines Navy Reserves on August 19th. So even though he couldn't fight because of visa issues of his opponent, he still kept busy, and that boot camp mentality is what you can see the great shape he's in.
That's right.
Now, what's the pitfall of, preparing. It was already a long camp that he had for November 2nd. I remember talking about that. And then next thing you know, it's postponed a whole month. What's that like, Tim?
It's just maintenance, honestly. He was supposed to fight, and you just got to go back, get a little rest, then get back in the gym, you know, and then just try to peak again at the, you know, peak at the right time again. So, you know, his trainer is in charge of that.
And he's got a trainer he's been with forever, Joven Jimenez, since his 4th pro bout in 2010. And as well, for his last few fights, he's got a conditioning coach as well as a nutritionist. And
you got to have that.
The last couple times, he's looked a lot better, because there was a point where we saw him come into one of our fighter meetings and he was done.
I mean, you got to have that. A champion must have a nutritionist or someone that can, you know, cook his meals for him, and also a strict coach to work hand in hand with the trainer on the boxing as well.
Looping right hand from Miguel Gonzalez. Not a big puncher. He's only got 24% of his wins by knockout. 8 knockouts in 31 wins for the fighter out of Santiago. I mentioned he wants to become the first male boxer from Chile to win a world title. And I mentioned the male fighter because Carolina Rodriguez, she won the female IBF bantamweight title and then vacated it, but she was Chile's first ever world champion.
Yeah, you see Gonzalez not really using his jab. His attack is the body. He likes to break guys down to the body and then shoot shots up to the head. So expect a lot of body punching from both guys in this fight. Nice body shot right there from Angajas. Angajas is basically saying, okay, you want to go to my body? Well, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to go down to your body.
We already saw that Marriaga finished the fight with a body shot at the start of this broadcast, and we see a push there from Jerwin Angajas as round number 1 comes to an end. So his trainer, and Johnny Navarrete comes from a long lineage of boxers and a boxing family, so it just runs in their blood, and together they've gotten this far and they want to keep going further and further. For now, it's Jerwin Angajas in the red trunks trimmed in white, taking on Miguel Gonzalez from Santiago, Chile. You mentioned the percentage of his landed shots that are body shots. He's actually a very good boxer from the outside, but he just loves to dig to the body and get into a war of attrition, and that's a dangerous place to be in against a fighter like Jerwin Angajas.
Yeah, that's a place where he needs to be, because Jerwin Angajas has better legs, better boxing ability. So he wants to be up in his kitchen. He wants to be digging down to the body and making it rough for Angajas and not allowing him to use that southpaw angles. Those southpaw angles.
You see Angajas able to establish that jab from the outside.
Yeah, when you fight against a southpaw, Bernardo, you know, one way to beat a southpaw is to be on top of him. You know, take those angles away, push him backwards. And if Gonzalez can push him backwards and make Angajas uncomfortable, well, that's going to increase his opportunity to win this fight.
His name is El Aguja, which means the needle, so he's got to thread the needle here against Jerwin Angajas. Get inside, use the jab, work the body, but get out of harm's way, because Angajas is a dangerous finisher. Right on the belt line was that right hand from Gonzalez. Angajas can be hot and cold. In his last fight against Ruichi Funai, he looked spectacular.
Yes, he did.
And before that, you were not at all happy with his previous performance, a draw against Alejandro Santiago in his 6th title defense.
No, I wasn't too happy, but his last showing, he showed a lot of improvement. He looked strong. He was quick. You know, he placed his shots very well, kind of like what he's doing right now. Placed his shots very well to the body and got the knockout.
He's finding openings in Gonzalez and creating them and taking advantage of them, as Gonzalez landed a nice right hook to the solar plexus. Got those earmuffs on, does the Chilean fighter. You see those angles create that opportunity for the right hook to the body from Jerwin Angajas, the southpaw.
Yeah, that's a nice little wrinkle right there from Angajas. Oh. Beautiful shots right there. Look at going down to the body, and as your man leans a little bit forward in the pocket, what does Angajas do? Lift him up with the uppercut.
There's taking what the opponent gives you, and there's creating openings and opportunities, and that was the case for Jerwin Angajas here as we close out round 2 of a scheduled 10-rounder with the world title on the line. We were speaking of Emmanuel Navarrete's last fight. Again, the first time he comes back home as a world champion, and that's got to be a special feeling for him.
It definitely is a special feeling. When you're fighting at home, you know, the stakes are higher, the tension's all on you, and you have to deliver at home.
Deliver, that's what these two guys are trying to catch, a liver shot. Both Jerwin Angajas and Miguel Gonzalez. A lot at stake for Gonzalez in his first world title opportunity. And for Angajas, he needs to keep proving that he is an elite fighter at 115 pounds, because there are a lot of big names out there for him, be it Estrada, Sorung Visay, Donny Nietes, his fellow Filipino, Kazuto Ioka, Khalid Yafai, Chocolatito Gonzalez. A lot of talent, a lot of good fights to be made if he continues to win.
Yeah, I'm seeing some maturity from Angajas. You know, he's really standing his ground, really sit down on his punches now. You know, that can contribute to, you know, his strength and conditioning. You know, and he's looking like he's getting a lot more comfortable inside the pocket. You know, he's got a nice high guard, digging down to the body. He's not running around. You know, he's just walking in the ring, using his jab. Counter right there.
And he has his opponent in trouble here as Miguel Gonzalez is able to stay on his feet, but Angajas smelled blood and goes for the body shots. Little low there with that left hook, but Angajas is dangerous.
But look how short those shots are.
Yeah.
You know, from Angajas. They're nice short place shots. They're not wide, you know, so you know he's been working on this in the gym. He looks good tonight.
And the other thing is, Miguel Gonzalez is making him work for it. This fighter came in here with a desire to make history for his home country. He's fighting against Angajas with a lot of heart, but those body shots are gotta wear him down. You die by the sword, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yep.
We see Gonzalez taking a lot of punishment to the body from Jerwin Angajas, who goes downstairs once again. Nice right hand there from Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez had no choice but to get inside the kitchen of Angajas, because Angajas is just too athletic for him, too much ability.
Big NBA fan. His sons are named after Kyrie Irving and Kyle Korver, and his daughter is just less than a year old, JC Kiera. So that's his inspiration. He keeps him back home in survival camp, but the last 2 fights he's been going to the naval base to do his work, and you can tell the difference in the maturity level that you've mentioned and his improvement in boxing.
A man trying to knock out Gonzalez. That's exactly what Angajas is trying to do. He's sitting down, he's right in front, you know, and Angajas is the way he normally fights. He's a counter puncher. That's what he likes to do. He's a counter puncher, but now he wants to be first. He wants to respond, and he's trying to hit hard tonight. He's trying to knock out Gonzalez.
Good work from the champion, Jerwin Angajas, here in round number 3 of a scheduled 12-rounder. And there you hear the final bell. So far, so good for Jerwin Angajas, but Miguel Gonzalez making him work for it here in Puebla, Mexico. And so happy that you're with us, spending your Saturday evening here on ESPN+. I'm Bernardo Osuna alongside Timothy Bradley, the champion. Jerwin Angajas taking on Miguel Gonzalez in Puebla, Mexico. Angajas now on the hunt. You mentioned it, the way he closed out the previous round, and now how he comes out for round 4. He's found his distance. He's found his openings on Gonzalez, and he's taking advantage.
No, he's just really asserted himself. That's what I like about him. You know, he's really asserted himself. He's not just looking just for counter shots. You know, he's trying to lead, and he's trying to be defensive at the same time and then lead again.
Tim Bradley being effusive with his praise of Jerwin Angajas. Let's get this on tape. The fans in Mexico, though, expecting a lot more. And they're letting both fighters know here in round 4. It's been an entertaining fight so far.
Angajas has a nice jab. When he uses it, it's definitely effective for him. Setting up the backhand right there. And every now and then you see Gonzalez, he'll jump in there, he'll leave himself wide open, and Angajas will take advantage of it.
Angajas lands 5 of 25 jabs per round. There you see that leaping punch, reminds us of Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, it was a leaping, it was a leaping punch, but typically Angajas would get hit with a shot like that, but he didn't this time. He held that phone.
Going back to the jab numbers, junior featherweight average is 2 landed of 16 thrown, so Angajas is usually way above those numbers. He's keeping to that trend tonight. Likes to use that jab to set up everything, especially those body shots that he's so good at.
Nice counter right there from Angajas. He saw the punch coming. You have to see the punch. If you want to avoid it, you got to look at it. You got to see it.
Yeah, that's something, what you've been mentioning about Angajas is what you want to see out of a fighter is development. And as the level of competition improves, you want to make sure that you're getting better. And after that lull he had, and now when we see him, and he started camp June 1st for this particular fight, which was supposed to be November 2nd, you see the fact that he's a different fighter.
Yes, he definitely looks like a different fighter. He's 27. He's right in the midst of his prime right now, Nardo. Right in the midst of his prime. And you know, at each fight you have to continue to get better and better and better. You know, it doesn't stop. You know, you have to master your craft. And I believe that Angajas is finally in that position, and probably at that point in his career right now where he's starting to master his craft and believe in himself and his ability.
He had that lull in his career, but now it seems to be paying off, getting that conditioning coach, working in the naval base, as well as getting that nutrition.
He's very effective in every aspect of the ring right now.
Solid performance through 4 rounds from the champion Jerwin Angajas, who sparred Daniel Lim, who was a 140-pounder, Alexis Avilar, who was a 122-pounder, Angelo Beltran, 118-pounder, as well as George Nunez and Jonathan Mark Alimagne, who were 115-pounders. So he got solid sparring in the Philippines leading up to this fight. And Miguel Gonzalez, well, he sparred Juan Pablo Mesa and Gonzalo Funelida in Chile, and then he went to Puerto Rico and he sparred prospect Javier Cintron. So he got really good work, especially at the tail end of his training camp, knowing that he had to step it up for this world title opportunity. When in doubt, stick out the jab. That's exactly what Jerwin Angajas did.
That's exactly what you have to do, you know, especially in dead spots. You know, the young fighters out there that's just, you know, sitting there posing in front of each other, get your jab working. You know, if you get your jab working, it's going to set up things for you.
Nice counter right there from Gonzalez, who I was watching some of his fights in Chile, and the Chilean commentators were saying he's so good when he boxes, but he loves to be on the inside. And right now you see his effectiveness fighting from the outside. The fans not digging it. Nice shot to the body there. The solar plexus from Miguel Gonzalez, who tries to find an angle and gets caught with a short left hook from Jerwin Angajas. Little low with the left hook from Gonzalez. Hit the leg of Jerwin Angajas. Quick 3-punch combination. Good defense from Miguel Gonzalez. See the total punches thrown so far, and Angajas just a lot more active, a lot more effective, and 3% more accurate so far through the first 4 rounds of this scheduled 12-round fight.
Almost a clash of heads right there. Both guys exchanging. You know, with the southpaw and the orthodox fighters, you know, both their power shots lined up on the same side, so there could be head clashes, and their feet will get tangled up every now and then. So their lead foot, I should say.
We're talking about the power punches. Angajas landing at a 50% clip with 76 of 153 landing. Not bad for Gonzalez. He's landed 34 of his 92. It's just Angajas more active, more accurate, and I would say more powerful.
Yeah, he's more powerful, Bernardo. He's kind of seemingly taking this round off right now. You know, he threw some big shots early. He landed, and it really didn't have a whole lot of effect like he wanted it to. So he's kind of taking this round off.
Oh, nice right hand there from Jerwin Angajas to close out this 5th round. We're in a scheduled 12-round World Championship fight. Speaking of World Champions, Emmanuel Navarrete. It's been an impressive climb to the top.
It has been. You know, he's been fun to watch. He's definitely a fan-friendly fighter, and I want to continue to watch him fight.
There's a reason Bob Arum keeps putting him on these fight cards, because he always seems to deliver, and that's what he expects from Jerwin Angajas, who's landed at 12 out of 133 jabs, well below his average, only 9%. But then you see 1 jab landed for his opponent, Miguel Gonzalez. That's not going to cut it against a fighter like Jerwin Angajas.
No, it's not, but do you see what Angajas is doing right now? He's being the bully. Normally he likes to fight off the back foot. He's actually pressing the action, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually looking for the knockout. This is a different Angajas, Jerwin Angajas.
He took that round off. You mentioned it. Oh, headbutt warning there from Wayne Hedgepeth, the 3rd man in the ring. But yeah, I mean, he wants to put on a show. He wants to prove to the other guys at 115 pounds that he is a force to be reckoned with. And boy, there's a lot of talent at that junior bantamweight division. You see that body shot once again from Jerwin Angajas. You could hear it. And that's really wearing down Miguel Gonzalez.
Yes, it is. But you know, it's just not a body shot you just thrown. It's a perfectly placed body shot. Like he sees the opening and he's attacking it.
And he's digging. He's punching through the ribs of his opponent. Nice uppercut, and his opponent is hurt. And here comes Jerwin Angajas trying to finish Miguel Gonzalez here in round 6 of this World Championship fight. Gonzalez holding on for dear life, and down he goes, but it's not a knockdown. Very smart from Gonzalez.
Very, very smart from Gonzalez.
Ooh, Jerwin Angajas swings and misses, but Gonzalez is not well. His legs are wobbly, and the left of the shot, it would have been better for him to go down, because if not, Wayne Hedgepeth had no choice but to stop this fight.
That's right. You know, sometimes when you hurt fighters, we just tend to go to the danger. You know, sometimes you got to be in there thinking, take the knee, recover, allow yourself another chance, a fighting chance to come back and turn the tide.
We talk about the lack of experience in big fights, and that may have come back to haunt Miguel Gonzalez. When he was hurt, if he goes down by those shots, that's fine, or even takes a knee.
Take the knee.
But instead, he gets pummeled.
I've been in fights where I knew I was hurt, and I knew if I got hit with one more big shot, that I need to take that knee before that shot happened.
That would have been a perfect time right there for Gonzalez to take the knee. He just allowed Angajas to continue to tee off without throwing a single punch. This was smart. He took Angajas down with them. Wayne Hedgepeth said it's not a knockdown.
Right.
But then what happened after that, Tim, was lack of experience.
Definitely lack of experience, Bernardo. But you see Angajas just letting his hands go, just waiting for the referee to step in and do his job to protect the fighter Gonzalez. Great performance from Angajas.
And there you see what a gentleman, and you see Miguel Gonzalez complaining, saying, yeah, but I understand, but he stopped it too quick. You got to protect yourself, and you got to show the referee something, and he did neither of those. And that's why the fight was stopped. He ended up